Hi, good evening everyone. Welcome, I'm your host tonight. My name is Bاسم Yusuf, and I'm an Arab. That sounds like a bit in a 12-step program. Well, okay, I do have something to share with you tonight before we get started. I was supposed to start with an opening joke that makes me win the crowd over tonight, or suck so bad at it and lose you altogether. But what happened, that plan changed last week. The world is still in a state of trauma. Not just from Paris, but also from Mali, Beirut, Nigeria, Kenya, and Sinai in Egypt, where I'm from. And on and on and on. It's brutal, it's horrible, and it's unfair. But when people get together to celebrate art and creativity and the best of what the human race can aspire to, we find our capacity to heal and to grow. I like to think that me being here is a part of that healing. The Academy chose me, an Arab Muslim, to host this event months ago. Maybe out of confidence in my ability. Thank you. Thank you. They chose me, maybe out of confidence in my ability or lack of funds to get anyone better. But it happened, and here I am. Now that we have gotten that out of the way, I will continue to do what I had planned to do from the beginning. Suck at being your host. But we'll have fun, because when we laugh, they lose. When we laugh and do what we do here tonight, those evil bastards lose. And I only use the word bastards because I don't have the same profanity privileges John Oliver has on HBO. However, I can curse in Arabic, just in case those bastards are listening. So, يلعن ميتين أبوكم كلكم يا أولاد الوسخة. Whoa, thank you. It sounded dirty, right? It is, it is, it is. Arabic is a beautiful cursing language. You should learn it. FCC cannot beep that out, yes. Now I feel better. So, as I told you, I am from the Middle East, like Jesus, in case you forgot. But still, it's not the best neighborhood to be from at the moment. You know, NBC might not be broadcasting these awards, but the NSA surely is. It's nice to know that the NSA might be following me tonight. They can join the 13 million other people following me on social media. And like you saw in that great video, I am a political satirist and a convicted felon. I am being called the Jon Stewart of Egypt, and like many Arabs, I have self-esteem issues, so I need to drop his name all the time. Makes me feel important. And tonight, I can pick up more names to drop. Let's see. Julian Fellows here, right in front. International Emmy Founders Award recipient. Julian and I are like this. You know, we were both born in Egypt, just a few days apart. You can tell, right? عامل ايه يا جو؟ تمام؟ حبيبي؟ باشا؟ Okay. And now there's Richard Plepler. He is the recipient of the Directorate Award. Whoa, HBO, Richard. Shows like Veep, last week tonight with John Oliver, and now you've got Jon Stewart in your stable, huh? So Richard, if either of those big name Johns don't deliver, I'm available. Not more of available kind of a band, but I come cheap. So, how about the Game of Thrones, right? Violence, full frontal nudity. Thank you, HBO. Thank you. An intoxicating mix of power, betrayal, greed, fire-breathing dragons, and sex. The only other place on TV that you can catch all that is the American presidential debates. Except the sex, of course. The debates, huh? Now that's a Game of Thrones. Donald Trump. Donald Trump, I mean, even Fox News doesn't know how to get the lead back on that kind of crazy. And when you're too crazy for Fox, you've got a huge problem. But who am I to judge? I mean, here you call Donald Trump a crazy, stupid bigot with no vision. Back in the Middle East, we call that Tuesday. The Middle East is like one big dysfunctional family on the worst reality show ever, and it broadcasts 24/7. I don't know why we can't all just get along. I mean, we're not that different from each other. I mean, Jews are chosen by God. We are chosen by Homeland Security. If only Muslims and Jews can settle their differences in a Christian manner. Speaking of which, Dr. Ben Carson, a devout Christian, and another Republican frontrunner says he cannot imagine a Muslim president in the White House. As if we don't have already one in the White House. You know what? I agree with Dr. Carson. A Muslim in the White House? Please. Everything that happens in the West is blamed on Muslims. Everything that happens everywhere else in the world is blamed on the USA. A Muslim American would be the most miserable president ever. So, don't worry, Dr. Carson, no Muslims in the White House anytime soon. But there is one that's hosting the Emmys tonight. Boom! Yes! Well, let's have some more fun tonight. I want to share with you a few fun facts. Fun fact about me, I am not on the international no-fly list. Yet. And I have to admit that in the past, I've had my share of being pulled at random from security lines. I have had so many cavity searches, I can tell you that my prostate is in tip-top condition. Thanks, Obamacare. By the way, when you're an Arab and you travel a lot, Obamacare takes a whole new meaning. But that was in the past. Now it's all good. No one is fingering me at the airport anymore. I kind of miss it. Fun fact, I mentioned Fox News earlier. Hello, Fox. Did you know that Arabs and Muslims love Fox News? Strange, right? But think about it. It's the only place on the planet where hot blonde chicks talk about us all the time. Fun fact, I live in Dubai. Not nominated for anything, but it has the world's highest TV transmitter on top of Burj Khalifa. Now, if you jumped off the top of Burj Khalifa, you hit the ground in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Fun fact, 30 seconds is the amount of time the Academy gives winners to accept their award and say thank you. Now, this might be enough time for a Scandinavian who has no family, lives alone, and is severely depressed. But for someone from the Middle East, it's barely enough time to get your third wife. So choose wisely the people that you want to thank. And we thank you for keeping it short. And as my 3-year-old daughter, Nadia, says all the time, Daddy, stop talking. Good advice.